Some people are very cautious about signing up with Uber Eats because they want to know if tip baiting with Uber Eats is still a thing in 2025, and I'm here to sadly say that yes, it still is. Now, these two screenshots, I'm going to let you know, there's more, I just don't have them, but these two screenshots actually came in from my brother, and it's kind of funny because my brother is featured in many of my videos nowadays because he has the poorest luck when it comes to Uber Eats, but it makes for good content. So sorry that happened, but oh well, it works out for me. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning this is because of the fact that if you're joining a company like DoorDash or SkipTheDishes, this is not something you are going to face. But unfortunately, I believe now the total in probably 3 weeks that my brother has been tip baited is about 4 times. And for those that don't know, my name is Ash, and I'm a gig worker located on the South Shore of Montreal, Quebec. And currently I work for Uber Eats, DoorDash, and SkipTheDishes. Now, my brother likes to do deliveries out in the Longueuil area. Myself, I prefer to stick to the Brossard area. Now, I've had people say that it's because I'm a woman, I don't get tip baited that much, and maybe that's so. Some people do believe, like my brother, that it's the location, and maybe that's so too. But let's take a look at some of these orders that my brother has accepted and see from there. So the estimated for this trip that he ended up getting was $22.01. Now, I am blocking at the top to show the number in just a moment, but all you can see is that it's $22.01 as expected. Look how long this took. 1 hour and 42 minutes. It was for 14.89 kilometers, and it's for Metro, so it's a shop and pay order. Now, once he told me that it was originally expected to be about $20 for 15 kilometers and a shop and pay order with 17 items, I said, what are you doing with that order? He proceeded to keep the order. The woman stacked an additional 17 items on, and instead of adding more tip, she went from $22.01 down to $17.01. So my brother did a shop and pay order that took 1 hour and 42 minutes for $17. Now, I'm not going to say that for $22 it was any better, but when it first came in, there was no stack on in items. And obviously this was a flat rate tip because my brother did the math on it and he said, okay, if the tip comes in, it's $10. And then instead it was swapped straight up by $5. So yeah, that still happens. This was done on January the 5th of 2025. Now, this was the most recent one that made my brother definitely more angry with Uber. It was a triple stacked order coming in for $33.09. So 33 for a triple is not bad. 1 hour and 13 minutes. 16 kilometers, and there was more than one pickup, but the main was Fulham. Now, in the end, instead of it being $33.09, his last customer turned around and took back their tip, so he got $29.09. Now, for those that have never been tip baited or want to learn a few things about it, it gives you a very bad, salty impression about the company. In this case, it's only Uber Eats. It makes you feel degraded, especially if you're doing shop and pay orders, because who the removes a tip when you're doing all their groceries, hauling everything? I can just tell you this, an asshat is the person that's going to tip bait you in that case scenario, for lack of better words. And at the end of the day, this is probably never going to go away. Uber keeps saying that they're going to work on tip baiting, etc., etc., but it's clear to me that it's still not being worked on. That screenshot was taken January the 12th of 2025. So these are basically a week apart from one another on the exact same day, and tip baiting is still very much out there. So if you're looking to get set up with Uber Eats in 2025 and you're curious to know if tip baiting is still a thing, yes, my lovely, it is still very much a thing, and you might want to consider that. Considering the fact that most of your income, sadly, from being a self-employed gig worker is from tips. It will not be from these companies, and that's not the customer's fault. That's the company's fault, and we just have to put up with it until things change, unless people go forward and try to, I guess I could say, demonstrate more, but as independent contractors, there's a lot of gray in the middle when it comes to this situation. So if you're looking for Uber in 2025, keep in mind that tip baiting is still a thing, and I'll catch you lovelies in the next video.